morning and welcome to Frugalfull. My name's Lara. This is a budgeting and frugal lifestyle channel and it is fantastic to have you here today. I hope you're having a great summer day wherever you are. Hopefully the weather's reasonably good. It's looking pretty bright here, which is great. I'm in Scotland and the weather this summer has been a bit on the rubbish side. And today's video, as you probably guessed by the title, is about the allotment. So it's been quite some time since I last brought you to the allotment and I'm looking forward to taking you there today. It's not been a great growing season for me this year. So the two big reasons for that are partly the weather, but the major reason is at the end of last year, I broke my wrist, my right wrist, and I'm right hand dominant. And it's been a very painful, slow recovery process, and it's still nowhere near the strength it was. I still get a lot of pain. The range of movement's improved, but it gets stiff and sore. And as I say, it's weaker than it used to be. So I have not really done very much gardening at all, virtually none. My mum came and she helped me recently with the weeding, which I was really grateful for. But I'm trying to think if it was when I last was with you. I think it was round about the time I was last with you at the allotment. I'd managed to weed as best I could, but not things like the dandelions. It wouldn't have really. Sorry, I'm just laughing at my cat Bella, cheeky kitty cat, who you'll have met if you've seen other videos that I've done. She's just hilarious. So I'm sitting on a bar stool and there's two bar stools. So she often, when I'm having my coffee in the morning, she comes and hangs out with me and sits on the other bar stool. In fact, 2 seconds, I'm going to grab another coffee. I'm still a bit of a zombie. That's better. That is more like it. I need coffee in the morning to feel human, so I'm still part zombie, part human, so I'll get there soon. But anyway, Bella, she's just the funniest little kitty. So she's just been sitting next to me and she decided, so her tail, we're going to have a game shortly, but she's in a kind of playful, sprightly mood and her tail started doing that thing when they're a bit excited where it kind of flicks a bit. Ow. And so the more it flicked, the more excited she got, and then she was kind of spinning around on the chair trying to pounce on her tail, and then she kind of just leapt off the stool and scurried off. So yeah, she's a funny girl. I love her so much. But anyway, yeah, so with this, I really haven't been able to do that much at the allotment this year, which is a shame. I've just kind of improvised. So I did plant some seeds, but because of the weather, like outdoor seeds, they didn't really do all that great. I've got some tomato plants in the polytunnel that aren't really doing all that well, but there's still time. I'll show you them later. And then I'll show you the things that are growing that are doing okay. They're mostly perennial things, to be fair. In fact, I think they're all perennial things. But there are a few new bulbs that I planted this year, I think, that are doing okay. Is that right? Oh, God, I don't know. I'll have to wait and show you when we get there. The other thing was I've got they're either radishes or beetroot that have bolted. But they've produced the most gorgeous blue flowers. So I'm going to steady and cane those today so I can show you those. Oh, there are a couple of things that I planted that are doing something, but not very much. But yeah, anyway, it's still a lovely, relaxing space. And thanks to my mum, she's helped me with the weeding, which was a real much appreciated. And I've been working on a few bits and pieces inside the shed, so yeah, we'll head there shortly and I can show you that. It'll be lovely to be back there with you again today. I was really hoping to have more allotment videos this year, but as I say, circumstances have meant it's not been possible. But in the future, there will be more. I'll probably have to adapt my gardening approach now so that I'm doing things more simply, less heavy duty, on a smaller scale going forward. Probably more perennials going forward. But it's still going to be really exciting to be able to get back into all of that again for next year's growing season. And I'll do a few small things over autumn winter, like planting some bulbs and some garlic and things, and I'll bring you along with me. And yeah, that's going to be lovely. So despite the fact that this year I've been a bit out of action, there will be plenty of allotment action in the future. But it's going to be a case of me adapting as I go along in my allotment journey and sharing that journey with you. So I hope you enjoy that. So before we go to the allotment today, let me show you what I harvested. Whoa! Oh my God. Let me show you what I harvested there most recently. I'll just, oh God, carefully lift it with my left hand. So one of the things that is really flourishing, and I'm going to harvest the rest of them, or as many as I can later on so you'll see them, are these amazing black currants. Now look at I've got to be careful with this. Look, there's so many. It's like nearly half a colander of beautiful black currants. And let me tell you, they taste absolutely amazing. So my mum has at least this many that she took home at the weekend, and so at least that many. And then I've got these, and this was just the lower branches. So there's plenty more blackcurrant goodness to harvest later on. But yeah, they taste amazing. And we were just harvesting them from the lower branches. So yeah, brilliant. So what I've decided to do, because I don't want this to go to waste or spoil, I've picked off the there's one wee stalk there. Picked off the wee stalks, given them all a good rinse, let them sort of dry out overnight a bit. Not that I really needed to do that, because what I've decided to do is I'm going to boil these down with a bit of sugar and make a compote. And I've got some, hopefully I've got a couple of spare empty jars, and I can put the compote in there, or Tupperwares, and I'll probably freeze most of the compote later. Anyway, I'll get that done, put some washing on, get a wee bit of housework done, gonna head for a walk, and then I'll see you at the allotment. See you soon. I've got a lot to do here. The tomatoes have barely done anything, but I left them too long to water. There's quite a lot of things that have dried out, sadly. So I'm going to focus on the lettuce behind the tomatoes, and I think I might have a pepper plant there as well. So I'll salvage those as best I can. Next time I come, I'll give them a good feed and make sure I'm watering them regularly now. And try and redistribute the pots, because I don't want it to get too heavy in the centre there. So next time I come, I'll give this a bit more TLC, but at least in the meantime they've had a drink, which was long overdue. So I've had a bit of a change of plan today, because I've got quite a lot of things to do. So I've come down to the allotment, but it's only going to be a short visit. I'm going to harvest some of that rhubarb over there, some chives, and as many black currants as possible. Now, unfortunately, the netting's come loose since I was last here, so I really hope there's still plenty left. There were loads last time, as I showed you when I was making the compote. So let's see what I can salvage from this harvest. It's hard to kind of show you clearly, but there are some clusters left. I think the birdies have got quite a lot of them, but I can still salvage quite a lot, I think. Unfortunately, I got here a bit late to the party, but I have managed to harvest quite a lot despite that. And I probably could have got twice as many if I'd managed to come sooner. But at least it's helped the birdies. Speaking of, I've managed to meet a couple of the critters who have been feeding on some of this. I'm hoping they'll come back. They've been I've seen a couple of them scurrying around the tree, or the bush, I should say, as I've been harvesting. Just wondering if I can salvage. Yeah, because some of them fell while I was plucking others from the branches. So I'm going to see. Yeah, I've managed to salvage a few that have fallen as I was plucking the others. So I'm going to see what I can get from the ground. And hopefully I'll catch a glimpse of that wee birdie again. There he is. Oh, yeah, you've had quite a lot of these, haven't you, little one? I'm pretty happy with this considering, just for comparison. So
pretty large amount, and I'll be freezing most of that. Let me show you something else. I've got a few of my blackberry weeds that are starting to ripen, so I'll harvest some of them. I don't think I'm going to harvest any of the nettle yet, but I'd like to harvest some of the nettle I just keep at the sides, probably in a few weeks, and see if I can make something with that. And I'll get some rhubarb as well while I'm here, and some chives. I've just noticed as well there's a tiny amount of blueberries that are ripe. I didn't think these were doing very well, but some of them are, and hang on. There's also these which have grown for the first time this year because it was a small plant just starting out last year, which is exciting. I don't know, they're either some variety of gooseberry or they're goji berries. They're the two other things I had planted, so I don't know which, I can't remember, but I'm going to gather some to try. Well, I'm pretty certain they're gooseberries because I've seen the green type before. Whoa! Hang on. I'll show you like this. Don't run away. A whole big punnet full. So I'm very happy with those. Let's try some. You ready? Oh wow. They're so good. Really good. Well, next time I come here, I'm going to focus on tidying up and shed maintenance. So I'll probably not do any filming that day, but I just thought I'd bring you with me today to show you what some of the stars of the show have been this summer. I've still got some garlic to harvest. And then come September, there'll be these beautiful apples. Can't wait. I always love the apples. They're so sweet and delicious. As I said before, this year I really haven't accomplished that much with growing, apart from weeds. And it's a bit messy, but with my arm, I've been quite limited. So I'm going to have a think for next year about a different approach to take for growing. But the berries have really been amazing. And the chives are always an ongoing brilliant thing to have, and they just take care of themselves. And the rhubarb. Oh, it's this little one again. Do you see him? I'm glad you've enjoyed some berries too. So there you go. That's it this summer for the time being. So thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Frugalfull. Take care. Bye.